right, Friday Night Live. It is a dismal evening out there, and we're not seeing anything in the way of any clear skies, at least anytime soon, so good news on that. For tonight, at least, not seeing any major problems for right now. No severe weather, and into the next couple of days, should be looking at some nicer conditions, especially as we head toward Easter Sunday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. This is our live video weather blog, Weather Overtime. You might be watching this on our recorded channel for the YouTube channel, so if you're watching now, check out our website, wdef.com/weather, for more updates on the forecast. Again, through the rest of the weekend, improving conditions, but it's going to be a while before we get some drier numbers in here. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit, and take a look at the next several days, which looks good for baseball. Downtown Chattanooga, we're going to be getting back to the Lookouts playing downtown this next week. Good news there. Next chance of rainfall after we get rid of it on Saturday, probably not going to be anytime soon. We'll talk more about the complete forecast into the rest of the weekend coming up here in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and start off tonight with our almanac page and give you an idea as to what's going on out there. We did manage to pick up about 1/3 of an inch of rain, just over that, so we are now not doing too bad. The numbers will reset at midnight, but we are still technically behind for the month and for the year by a fraction of an inch. And temperatures today, some 10 degrees below normal on the high temperature. For the low temperature, we were pretty close early this morning, as numbers were back into about the upper 40s to the lower 50s, and of course nowhere close to our record high that hasn't been broken since 1893, so it's been a day or two since that happened out there. Thanking one of our own in the WDEF production department, photographer, director extraordinaire, Rainey Randolph, thank you very much, and of course weather photographer Rainey Randolph, thank you very much for a very nice picture from Coolidge Park looking back across at downtown Chattanooga across the Tennessee River. Thank you very much for that one. That's our West Shore Home weather window picture of the day for Friday. Excellent work there. If you've got pictures to share, we'd love to post them in the weather window and send them along to the rest of the community on Weather Overtime or on social media. So drop them to our social media channels. Leave us at least a short description of what it was you were looking at, and again, information like that. If you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. Again, that's not a problem. If you don't want to drop your name into it, that's cool. But drop it to us on our social media channels or email it to us at pictures@wdef.com. And thanks to everybody for some excellent photographical work over the course of the last few months since I've been here. Very impressive on that. Scattered light rain showers across the area for Friday night into Saturday morning. Notice again the decently wet roadways, some pretty good spray being kicked up by some of the vehicles across much of the area, so expecting a pretty drizzly evening out across the area. Temperatures at this time, as by the time we record this at about 10 o'clock Eastern time, numbers back in the lower 50s, humidity way up there. Winds have calmed down a little bit, but not by much, so a little bit breezy for the time being out there. What we've got, at least at about 10 o'clock Friday evening, is just scattered light showers, and most of that south and east of the Chattanooga area, moving on over to the east. Kind of a thin strip going on from northeastern parts of Alabama, extreme northwestern Georgia, southeastern Tennessee, and western North Carolina, going all the way up into parts of the Appalachians. And we've got several more hours worth of this rainfall coming on through as we look down to the south and to the west of us. In fact, looking farther south around New Orleans and the Delta, we've got even more rainfall coming up here, and some of that might make its way up our direction as we go throughout the rest of the evening into very early tomorrow morning. So we've got several more hours of rainfall coming on through. Nothing really heavy. There might be some brief bursts of heavier amounts of rainfall at times. Kind of depends on how things go. Again, we'll watch that for overnight purposes. Looking off toward the east of us, there was a decent amount of severe weather where the Masters golf tournament is concerned, and 2 large trees came down near the 17th tee box at Augusta National Golf Course. Time estimated by the radar coincides with the frontal passage of the cold front. No injuries reported with this. CBS News has the video on that if you'd like to see that, to where 2 trees came down, again very close to where some of the crowd was standing. So glad nobody was hurt, but again, something to watch out for, especially with wet ground, to where when the winds come and the ground down beneath where those roots are saturated, it doesn't take much for the wind coming through to just push those trees over, and that's exactly what happened. So could have been a lot worse, but fortunately it was not. And again, for anything in the way of weather this weekend, let's just be careful and keep our eyes on where we are and what's going on. Got plenty of clouds out there. The drier weather is going to be on its way, but it's going to take quite some time before it gets a little bit closer to us. So we'll be looking for that throughout the rest of the evening into tomorrow. What we've got and what we told you about last night is pretty much exactly the same. The cold front that came in and gave us this rainfall is finally starting to dwindle. This front is washing out in the atmosphere. There's not going to be much of a difference between one side of the front and the other coming up in the next day or two as this kind of washes its way out and heads away toward the coastline. Between us and the next storm system way off into next week, we've got plenty of high pressure, and that is going to give us a very nice weekend coming up after we get rid of some of this rainfall right through here. So it'll look nice into the rest of the weekend going on, but we just don't have, again, a lot of opportunity for tons of rainfall coming on through. Some, yes, but most of that will be gone as we go into next week. Let's go ahead and run the numbers for the next 72 hours. Through tomorrow morning, we'll continue those chances of showers out there, mostly northeast Alabama, northern Georgia, and western parts of North Carolina. Those showers and maybe a few thunderstorms will pop up through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow will be in the mid to upper 50s at best, so not much in the way of very warm weather. In fact, about 20 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. Now, we may see a few speckles of rainfall late Saturday evening, getting into very early Sunday morning. The clouds begin to part a little bit. Notice that where the clouds are not are where the temperatures are a little cooler, and where the clouds remain, especially in the river valley, that's where we get the numbers a little bit higher, back to the lower 50s. But either way, for outdoor sunrise services coming up Easter Sunday morning, it is going to be very brisk, beautiful for the rest of the day. Temperatures should be back in the mid to upper 60s. Again, that's below normal again, but it's not looking too bad, and temperatures quite pleasant. A few clouds mixed in with the sunshine, so a beautiful Easter Sunday coming up all the way on through. And then jumping ahead to Monday morning, back to work or school, it will be chilly with numbers back in the 30s and 40s. A few clouds, but mainly clear. And that's the way the weather's going to stay for the next several days, as we see the next best chance of anything involving rainfall several days out. So we're just not really looking at too much of anything going on in the way of major problems. For tomorrow, again, for Saturday, we'll start off with rain. We'll continue with rainfall, and then we'll see the rain slowly start to fall apart as we get into evening and overnight. That's where the chances of rain will really kind of drop out of the picture, but it'll take a while to get rid of all of that. And in the next several days, we should be looking at the potential by about next week of some decently warm weather coming up from Thursday into Friday. Not record highs, but warmer than what it has been. So if you liked what we had last week, those record high temperatures pushing about 90 degrees on Thursday, Wednesday, somewhere in there, if I recall correctly, that is going to be about what we see next week, going into the 80s or at least close to it. And no major storm systems, anything else going on through anytime soon. So again, good news where that is concerned out there. 7-day forecast looks like this. Again, for the rest of the holiday weekend, not that much of a problem taking place. It's going to be on the cooler side for Saturday, warmer for Sunday, a bit warmer for Monday, much nicer as we go into around next week, with temperatures pushing 80 degrees toward about the end of this next week, cooling off a little bit toward the end of this next week. Slight chances of showers coming up Thursday into Friday. Not seeing a lot of concern where it comes to huge amounts of rainfall. Confidence, I have to say, in the models right now is not high in regards to what we're going to wind up with here. We've already backed the rainfall off a day or two in the last couple of model runs. So will we get some chances of rainfall? Yes, there are chances, but whether or not we actually get that far, little on the iffy side for right now. We'll continue to watch that as we go throughout the next couple of days. Chattanooga Lookouts return home again on Tuesday, and we should be looking at picture-perfect weather for the home opener downtown at 7:15 p.m. on Tuesday against the Mississippi Braves team. And again, weather should be looking excellent out there for the home opener. And of course, for Easter Sunday, temperature's not that bad. We should be seeing again some very nice conditions out there getting into the rest of the day. The outdoor sunrise services, I remember some chilly ones back in Kansas when I was growing up, but it's going to be back in the upper 40s in some areas, so bundle up. You're going to need that with those skies beginning to clear out there. Most of the clouds should be gone by the time we hit about mid to late morning, early afternoon, heading home from those multiple church services out there. And then for sunset, the evening church services and that walk to Emmaus, it's going to be temperatures back into the mid to upper 60s, so comfortable, pleasant during the afternoon and evening, but it is going to be, again, on the cool side very early on Easter Sunday morning, so please remember that. Going to need to be bundled up out there to make certain that you are all taken care of, because it can be very much on the chilly side at this time of the year, and we're going to find that out with no question whatsoever. If you're a teacher, school administrator, vice principal, if you'd like to have one of our weather personnel visit your school, please let us know. Drop by our website, wdef.com/weather, for the Food City Weather in the Classroom program. Be glad to have you along for the ride and appear at your school talking about weather safety, talking a little bit more about meteorology and science. We go a little bit shorter for the younger kids than we do for the older kids, attention spans and whatnot, and more science, mathematics, technology for the older kids, including a few experiments as well. So if you'd like to have us along, please get to the website, fill out the form, and let us know, and that'll be a best opportunity to get in contact with us on there. Again, this weekend, if you haven't gotten one of these, pick them up. National Weather Service Radio. Get them, program them. If you don't know how, we can help you. wdef.com/weather. Good opportunity to make certain that you stay informed. Life-saving pieces of equipment, so please make certain that you get that. And on social media, again, I'm out there someplace. I'm on various different sites, all the way on through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, let's see, Reddit, Tumblr, also available. Where is that? Counter Social. It's also available on Mastodon. If you want to hit me up for a chess game, let me know. I'm on lichess.org and on chess.com, so you'll find me out there at various locations. So go ahead and drop on by and let me know. If there's something on here that you would like to, again, let us know about when it comes to what you would like to see on these video weather blogs that we do, please let us know. Again, my email address is aonic@wdef.com. Would love to know more about what you think and anything on here that you would like to see. So again, please let us know about things like that. Should be a very quiet weekend again coming up, and don't forget to tune in this Saturday and Sunday for our brand new meteorologist. He is just started this last weekend, doing an excellent job on that. His name is Todd Heislip. And if you'd like to see him Saturday or Sunday night, or like to know more about him, where he came from, the massive amount of experience that he's gotten working with the National Weather Service in Morristown and Birmingham, check out our video blog. It's the What I Want to Know show. And if you'd like to know more about Mr. Todd and where he came from, you can find out more in my interview with him. Go to wdef.com/weather, or again, find out more through our video website to keep you updated on what's going on out there. So again, check it out. Give him a big welcome this weekend. Glad to have him along for the ride. Glad he's working with us here again at News 12. Glad to have an extra weather person on here. We've been kind of a person short for a while, so he rounds out the team and helps us get the weather information out to you. So if you'd like to know more about that, again, that's available out there as well. That'll wrap it up for this edition. So far, again, a decent, quiet, if not soggy start to the weekend, and we'll have more on your forecast available at wdef.com/weather throughout the weekend. Todd's got your forecast Saturday and Sunday night at 11 o'clock, and of course, Chip Chapman will be here bright and early on Monday morning at 5 a.m. to keep you updated with what's going on. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek. Thanks for joining us for the latest edition of our exclusive video weather blog, Weather Overtime, and keep it tuned to News 12 on air and online throughout the rest of the weekend as we keep you informed about weather in the Tennessee River Valley. Thanks for joining us.